Welcome to the AGA Podcast, the voices behind today's grocery industry.
This is Paul DeMarco back with the Alabama Grocers Association Podcast. Today I'm here with Lucy Greer, who's on the board, one of the officers. Welcome.
Thank you.
So tell us, what's going on with Greer's these days?
Well, as you know, we are gearing up for summer, and we are based out of Mobile, and we have so many stores along the Gulf Coast, and it is always fun for me to meet customers that say, you know, I live in Mississippi, but I was going down to the Gulf and stopped at your store in Robertsdale. And so this time of year, we are gearing up for grilling, gearing up for summer, and just placing a little bit more emphasis on those stores.
Well, let's go back to what you talked about, your footprint. So tell me how many stores and what's your footprint these days?
So we have 29 stores, Alabama, Mississippi, and 3 in Florida. And our family are based out of Mobile, so that's where we're from. And we like to stay within 2.5 hours from Mobile. So we have some stores in northern Mississippi, but generally speaking, we can get to any of our stores in less than, around 2 hours.
What does that mean from a distribution perspective, logistics?
That is a great question. So about 15 years ago, we changed wholesalers. We used to self-distribute our groceries, but we now pull from AWG. And when we first went with them, they were out of their Memphis division. And now they are closer. They built a warehouse in Pearl River. And so that is another criteria that we talk about when looking at locations. We want it to be logistically appropriate, especially with gas prices right now.
Right. So, but let's talk about the history of the company as well, and how long Greer's has been and what that's meant for the Gulf Coast.
So we are coming up on our 110th birthday.
Wow.
We celebrate our anniversary every July. So we have July 4th, and then for the next 3 weeks, we celebrate our anniversary. And I am part of the 5th generation. So we've always been family owned and operated. And my dad and his cousin own the company, and they are working part-time. They have turned all of the day-to-day operations over to myself, and I have 2 cousins and a brother-in-law that represents the family of the 5th generation.
So what makes it unique for being on the Gulf Coast and for your stores as a whole? What kind of you think makes y'all kind of unique from y'all's perspective?
People tell us that one of the best things about working with our company is that we are family. We are right there. There's not a lot of levels to get decisions made. We're able to be nimble, and when other competition arises or we want to buy a store, we have to make changes, we can do it quickly. And also we just have a lot of different things that we feel like make us stand out. We still cut all of our own meat in-house. We still have deli bakeries where we make our food from scratch, fresh chicken that we fry, fresh catfish that we fry. And we're always just trying to, how can we differentiate ourselves? And so we find just different ways that we can do that.
So summer's coming up, 4th of July, so there's be a busy summer ahead?
Yes, busy summer ahead. Grilling season, of course, is big for us in the area, and it's just, always a fun time to be in the grocery business during the summer.
Well, and I guess you also have a lot of folks heading down south to the coast.
Yes, and so many new faces. When you operate day in, day out, and a lot of people are, daily shoppers or weekly shoppers, it's very obvious when you see new faces come in. And so we have a lot of snowbirds that come down, and then just a lot of other people. Of course, when you're driving this way, Alabama, Florida, Texas, Mississippi, and so a lot of new faces. So it's always fun to welcome new customers.
What do you think are some of y'all's biggest sellers, particularly being in the locations that y'all are at?
So I would say one of the biggest draws for our company is our meat department. Like I said, and my brother-in-law, Gray, he is the one that runs our meat departments. And so we still cut everything in-house, and we have team members in that store. So you're able to go up, and if you don't see the particular cut or specific item that you want in the case, somebody can get it for you right there. And we also have just an everyday low pricing program that allows us to be competitive with Walmart, with the dollar stores, and with the other regional chains. And so between our pricing and, of course, our fresh perishable departments, and just our overall, family vibe, our vision is to bring added joy, well-being, and value to people's lives. So it's not really anything about groceries. It's just the way that we want to interact with the community, interact with our team and our customers, and everybody that comes in our doors.
Well, before we wrap up and let you get back to businesses and everything, talk about your involvement with Alabama Grocers and how the Alabama Grocers Association works in conjunction with what y'all do.
Well, I have been coming around the Alabama Grocers since I was, could walk. I started working when I was 9, and every year we would come to the conventions, and I would hear my dad and my grandfather talk about the help that the AGA lends to retailers. And now being in this position, I just, every time I attend a meeting or every time I get an email, I realize more and more the benefit that not only the AGA gives to the retailers, of course, but to the vendors and to the wholesalers and to the state at large. I mean, the AGA is really not only looking out for what is best for our industry, but all the citizens of the state. And the team that the AGA has built is just so passionate. And so it really is just inspiring for those that are, watching them really do the hard work. And we're just grateful to be a part of it.
Well, look, and we're grateful to have you today, Lucy Greer. So we'll let you get back to it. Thank you for being with us today.
Yes.
Again, we appreciate you being with us with the Alabama Grocers Association Podcast. Thank you.